beautiful. Autumn, where are you from?
I'm from, well, I call myself a Texafornian.
Okay.
I'm born in LA, raised in Dallas. Grandfather moved the company here, so the whole family followed through to provide that support, but then went back to California. So I'm a mighty USC Trojan, and then came right back to Dallas.
Yes,
So
ma'am. That's amazing. So I asked you that because your last name is Yarbrough. I actually have a few family members with the last name Yarbrough in Birmingham. So I wanted to know.
I think we may have some relations. That's my husband's.
Okay.
He has family in Alabama. The Yarbroughs are in Alabama. So, girl, that's a whole nother conversation.
That's or hey, cousin. Hi, cousin. So, yes, ma'am. So we're speaking about family and knowing this business is a third generation. Please speak to me about that because in my eyes, you're an heiress. So I would love to know, how is it being third generation, and speak to me growing up in a family of beauticians and hair care.
Well, I mean, it's beyond an honor to be in my mother's womb and coming into this family and the birth. I mean, hair care has always been a part of me, but the entrenches of understanding hair. So a little bit even more than just the styling and the fashion and making sure our communities have access to affordable hair care, which my grandfather, Coma Cottrell, did, starting with Proline and back in the 70s. And he was hit with him and his brother. They both started it with the curly kids. So, they made everybody's so glow.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought about.
And then my mother was a creator along the lines with her team of Just For Me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had the honor to see the company grow, see brands start and grow and even die. So you see the whole process and cycle, and had the honor to meet some incredible celebrities. Matter of fact, Destiny's Child started right off with Proline as one of their big first endorsements. I modeled with Latavia, one of the original members. So you get to even see some of the pizzazz. But most importantly, I saw the hard work my family did,
mm-hmm.
because it takes hard work continuously.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate seeing how hard my grandfather, my uncle, my mom, and my dad worked, and the integrity they had in the industry to allow an opportunity as myself to do what I call a legacy restart.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are a restart. My grandfather did it his way. My parents are doing it their way, but I'm doing it my way.
Exactly, and I love that for you. So I want to skip forward and then go backwards. So speaking about the great heritage you have from your grandfather to your parents to yourself, history has been made in January. January of 2023, you left your mark on your family's legacy. Please tell me more about that.
I am so glad you asked. And the history was being Black owned on the shelf in a distribution stores, Cosmoprof, the largest distributor owned by Sally Beauty Supply, making sure we had representation on the shelf. So me, along with three other brands, had been on the shelf to actually make history because they've never had a Black founded or Black owned brand on their shelf. So it's been exciting to be on the shelf, to be a part of the Cosmoprof family and Armstrong McCall family. And they have taken us in, embraced us, and we are learning and growing together. So I have been honored with it, but also showing that more of us can go on the shelf for professional-only products, and that we can eliminate this barrier of getting on that shelf.
Yes. So now knowing that, we're going to pause on our future, and let's jump back. Am I correct with assuming that the company started in 2020 during the pandemic? Is this correct? Or your branch of the company?
I mean, it's always been something we've worked on, but then to really, go all in was 2020, right before the pandemic.
Wow.
I came out of finance and insurance, and ironically, that business was causing me to lose my hair. And when I discovered the importance of having a hair wellness system that's not brought into not only our community, meaning the Black community, but the textured hair community, also involving the professional community, and then taking care of our busy women on the go. And I felt like that was being dismissed. So I was like, we're going all in 2020. And of course, the pandemic happened.
Yes. And I want to ask you, what kept you pushing through to start something at the beginning of 2020 and just be geared up and ready to go, and the world shuts down? What kept you pushing to say, I believe in this product, and regardless on what the economy is saying, I know this is going to be a hit?
Having a team.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate to have a team, because it's not just me, it's my team, our team, CBY Beauty, which is New Standard, and a team that we all collectively believed in.
Mm-hmm.
So we all worked together to make sure when there was a down moment or a challenging moment, we uplift. We constantly work hard. Opportunities come when you work hard.
Yes.
And my team is very different. We don't have a fear of missing out. We have a fear of missing out on opportunities.
Yes.
So we work, together very well. And when we went through that pandemic, we became very close as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And constantly behind the scenes and making sure that we were speaking of hair wellness, but we also felt there was a miss of the Black community, especially in the texture hair community, being a part of innovation.
Mm-hmm.
We are missed. We're either last in line, we are left out. So you'll see an incredible product out there, but then it doesn't really work for us.
Yeah.
We got about 5 or 6 more products for it to get the results of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that pain point right there was it was not going to happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what led us to innovative products with an unique opportunity to being on the shelf.
Yeah.
Because it took something unique to stand out for companies to give us a chance to have visibility.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And I want to jump straight in. You made this product for the busy queen. Please define what the busy queen is.
You?
Yeah.
Everybody. I mean, busy queen is somebody that works relentlessly hard. It doesn't identify. It's not just a mom. It's not just, a career woman. It is somebody that is tasked in and tasked day out and never gets to breathe.
Yes.
Never gets to have a moment to herself. And then constantly dealing with the pain point of, which products do I have to buy? Are they going to work?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to help me? Are they going to help my hair? Are they going to keep my hair on my head?
For sure.
From all the stress. It's understanding the busy woman on the go, her pain points, and really taking those in and solving them and empathizing with her.
Yes, I love that. And I want to say, with you being so hands-on with your product, with your company, what are some of the more frequent issues you see the busy queen suffering from when it comes to hair?
Hair loss.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one. That's the one that takes it to a whole different level, where the struggle becomes, I don't care about what my hair type is or what challenges I have. I want my hair to be there. And I always champion to say, ladies, good hair is hair that's there.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, that is the number one thing, and understanding that I can solve these pain points. And matter of fact, just because I want to make sure my community, meaning the Black community, is taken care of, the textured hair community is taken care of, it does not mean for people that look different from me or you, I can't take care of either. I can take care of her problems as well, even when we look different, because hair loss is hair loss.
For sure.
And it has a lot to do with 2 big factors. Genetics, obviously, one, but we know the other one. Stress.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Thank you for sharing that with me. Now, I'm a Southern Belle, grew up in the church, so the church is in me. And I know that favor is not fair. So when the FDA went out and they started saying that they are about to do these lawsuits for these hair straighteners because of the chemicals, and you know that you're making your product specifically for textured hair, was that a moment where you're just like, God is so good, he sees me and I'm about to, climb to the next level? Or how did you feel when those lawsuits and things started coming out and people wanted to get away from that straight hair and be more acclimated with their texture?
It was mixed feelings, because you have women that want to continue having chemical processes done to their hair. And I want them to have options. We want anybody and everybody to have options and respect their options. The critical thing is making sure it's done safely. And with technology today, it is important to rally behind the fact that, yes, finally you're realizing some of the ingredients that were used way back then may not be as safe, because all those ingredients were approved by the FDA.
For sure.
So to me, it's not a manufacturing issue. This is a health department issue, and making sure, again, the Black community and the textured hair community is a part of innovation, as well as any studies, so we know long term what occurs. Because I mean, there was a point where plastic was perfect until we learned PVA. There was a point when color was amazing when we learned about the dangers of certain ammonias. So all those things are important, and now we're learning with formaldehyde based straighteners are very dangerous. So those are things that are being discussed. So again, there's mixed feelings, because I believe we can have straighteners. Our brand is not interested in styling products, but we believe there are products out there that can be safely used, so the busy queen like yourself or myself can enjoy whatever options they want and staying ahead of technology and innovation. But where we shine is, to your point, the textured hair, and making it easy to do, so you can rock your hair any kind of way. If you want to get a silk press and make sure your hair bonds stay intact, meaning the curls, can go back and forth, because that's Black hair magic.
Yes,
okay?
It is.
I do like to talk about that, and even my texture hair queens, they also have the texture hair magic. So they want to be able to rock their hair from wavy, curly, and then having it straight, and that is what our product does. So it treats the hair strand from the inside out, and that is the Hydro Silk Hydrating Bond System in Cosmoprof, and they were excited to have us on the shelf and make us unique to stand in that lane.
Yes, and speaking of that, and also you dropping so much knowledge in our last question, you just recently finished a six-city tour, where, tell me about that experience.
Well, it's boots on the ground. It was fun. It was exciting. I mean, you go on a flight, you're in Philadelphia, from Philadelphia, driving down to DC, taking your team. You know, team is ride or die. Very fortunate to have them. We're in DC, then back home, taking care of the kids, getting the busy woman on the go field, then right back out, heading to Charlotte or Atlanta, went to Chicago, went to Maryville, Indiana. Those areas have really taken a hold, and we are growing everywhere. Since that six-city tour, we're having more locations being aware of us, sharing our story, sharing the importance of the profession. Let's just say, the professional is so critical in a healthy hair journey, as I call hair wellness. I have yet to meet anybody overcome a hair challenge by themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
And please show up. Please show up and tell me who did that, because you have to have someone, and nobody better than the professional.
Yes.
I believe in the professional team has been with me. They are a part of our journey, and very excited. And this is where we have worked collaboratively to make our hair dreams come true.
Yes.
And it's given the DIY moment a break, because that's a pain point.
Yeah. I'm in the DIY moment, so I understand. I wanted to ask.
All play around like it's something we want.
Listen, it's like, I'm up here doing a scientist. Like, let me see if this one work. Oh, this don't work. Okay, we lost a couple of inches, but we're going to try it again.
Exactly. And I mean, we all been there. I mean, when the whole relaxer epidemic, and we, swung the pendulum to be like, I'm getting out of my perm, doing the chop off. And then we had all this beautiful hair. And it's like, what do we do with our gorgeous crown? And that's where we started discovering new products, and which has been exciting. But I think for what the biggest pain point for myself, and then I realized it alone, was the excessive amount of products needed in order to get the results we wanted, right? That was the part I was not having.
Yeah.
And discovered this pain point was not just me, and it was everyone else. And it was people that didn't look like me.
For sure.
It's like, what?
For sure.
And there you have it.
Yeah, so I want to know, even though you grew up in a family, 3 generations into this company, what would you tell your younger self right now?
Ooh, those are always the good ones that I'm never prepared. I would tell my younger self, I'm proud that you got started. I would, living the dream, and I would say that you stayed focused on, let me say this, and let me scoot back. Let me say this. I would tell my younger self, everything's going to be okay. That's what I would say. Because I think about the challenges growing up, the challenges day to day, we underestimate the power of not having imbalances of mental health, knowing that you can contribute and be an incredible contribution to the beauty industry or whatever industry, regardless of your skin color, that you can be a champion to being a pioneer, and you can do it. That's what actually I would tell my younger self.
Awesome. And last but not least, what is the legacy or impact you're trying to leave with the next generation so they can take it with them?
Black owned, made for all. Somebody that looks different from you and me and believes that I can solve their pain points in hair. Because let me tell you, hair is hair. And hair is hair that's there. That is the bottom line. So somebody that looks at me and says, she's here to solve my challenges, and I'm not going to look at what she looks like, but listen and see the results. And then people that look like me can do the same thing.
For sure.
Like you can do the same thing.
Because good hair is hair that's there. I love that. Well, Autumn, it has been thrilling to speak with you. I absolutely love your story. I'm convinced we're cousins. We are cousins. It was such a joy to meet with you. I hope you enjoy the remainder of your day.